alliterative title. So focus on healthcare
What
and
if they
focus
give
on,
the name of the tech company? Oh,
yeah,
it's the
so they're,
same. It's the
yeah,
same.
it's the same. They're the same.
No, to clarify, we don't need the name of the tech company. We just need the name of the book, which is the same as the title of a Taylor Swift song. We don't want the name of the tech company.
I think we can move on to the next question. Okay. With huge celebrity endorsements and aggressive marketing over the last few months, cryptocurrencies and NFTs have been at the center of all things business. Leading up to this year's Super Bowl, it was quite obvious that there were going to be multiple crypto ads featuring celebrities. Fans were dejected to see a certain Larry in one such ad. This led people to use a historically significant three-worded quote to express their disappointment, with the beloved celebrity also giving in onto the ongoing fad. While most crypto companies and platforms were busy making somewhat similar ads, one company decided to take an opposite approach with the aim of winning the trust of the audience and the customers. So we need the three-worded quote, and we need the approach which the company took, the different approach which the company took. So focus on historically significant three-worded quote which could express disappointment. And what can a company do to win the trust of their audience? This is a two-part answer. Okay, I think we can move on to the next question. When a Regal company wanted to make a campaign around its preservative-free products, it chose an uncanny resemblance from the world of online communications to get its message across. Their message was that their dash used to have dash, but not anymore. So we need the second blank, what it used to have, but not anymore. And we need the company. And what resemblance did they make their ad around? So if you can figure out this dash, then you will eventually come to what resemblance they made their ad around. And the company in question focus on Regal company. And what in online communications can something resemble in an ad?
What's a Regal company?
That is a hint for the company. You can think about it. It's a hint for the name of the company itself. Yeah, so we can move on to the next question. A seemingly normal feature started to get stigmatized around a century ago with a change in fashion sensibilities. Around the same time, a brand started a marketing campaign targeting an insecurity in women to boost the sales of this product. and thus eventually making this activity a common thing. This campaign was so successful that it went on to become a full blown industry. So we don't need the name of the brand which started it. We need to have the industry. So you need to give us the industry, which has now become a very common thing. A century ago, this was not that common, but a brand started it and now it is very common. So which industry are we talking about? Not the name of the brand, but the industry they started. Five seconds more. Yeah, and we can move on to the next question. Okay, so this is a star marked question. Pictured here is a medieval weapon famous for being used by European knights. While working on an 1820 work, an author was looking for a word to describe the hired mercenaries whose weapons were independent of any royal banner and were available for hire to whoever was willing to pay the most. This led to the coinage of a term that has since been used for even less violent works in modern times and forms a very integral part of the workforce. So we need the term which was coined. And this is the story behind the coinage of that term. And this is the weapon. So focus on available for hire to whoever was willing to pay the most. And it is a very common term used nowadays. Wait 5 seconds more. And we're closing. So next question. Several cities in India gained prominence as trade hubs during the Mughal times. Given the long heritage of cuisines, it was no surprise that the Mughals sourced ingredients from far off places. Hing was imported from Afghanistan and Iran, packed in leather containers. These containers were discarded once their purpose was served. The craftsmen of a certain city soon realized that these leather bags could be reused for something else, and thus they began a prospering industry in the city, which has fallen back in recent times owing to competition from outside. Dash 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 is a 2015 documentary that portrays the troubles of this dwindling industries and the craftsmen it employs. And the documentary is also a play on an apt idiom. So we need the name of the industry and the documentary. You can think about the idiom.
When you're writing the industry, we would need the name of a city as well. So it would be the dash industry of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
city dash.
Can you please repeat the hint that you just gave?
We need the name of the city as well as the industry. So while you're writing the name of the industry, make sure to include the city. The city, like this is given. Several cities in India gained prominence as trade hubs during the Mughal times. So think of a trade hub during Mughal times. And you can focus on leather containers. You can also think about the idiom. Five seconds more. And we can move on to the next question. The dash dash is a short documentary from 2021 about housing segregation and its heavy cost on the victims. Housing segregation is when people of different racial diversities are denied access to housing through misinformation and fraud, and hence the name of the movie. So we just need the name of the movie. The is included in the name of the movie, so we just need the two words. And think about what a movie on housing segregation could be named. It's related to race. And the blanks are indicative. Closing in 5. And next question. Okay, a frozen foods brand recently decided to double up on their idea of home cooked snacks by celebrating a tradition in a modern way. Following the steps of this brand, another FMCG brand celebrated the event in a similar manner, making it one of the most unique campaigns around a tech buzzword. So we need what was unique about the events hosted by the two brands. So think about where home cooked snacks could be important, and a traditional where home cooked snacks are important, which could be celebrated in a modern way, and a tech buzzword all of you must know.
What if we get the event wrong? Like the event,
Sorry?
the event, celebrated the event. We get the event wrong. There's no point.
We
So
might
we-
award you part points depending on
Okay, cool.
the type of answer. Just answer whatever you know.
There was something unique hosted in the event. So think about that. Okay, 5 seconds more. And we can move on to the next question.
Okay, so let's go to the ninth question. Companies are always looking for ways to make customers spend more than they intend to. They do this by making use of elements of psychology and behavioral economics. This can be seen in a certain feature used by e-commerce websites to make people buy more. What feature is being talked about here? So this is a feature on almost all e-commerce websites. We don't want the exact name. You can just give the funda, and yeah, they intend to make customers spend more. Few more seconds. Okay, let's move on. OpenAI has created an artificial program that lets you create images by describing whatever you want to see. The program is aptly named Dash and a nod to a popular robot from a film and a surrealist painter whose last name is a homophone to the name of the program. You have to name the program. So this is a star question, and the program is aptly named in, relating to a popular robot from a film and is a homophone to a surrealist painter. So you have to name the program. Okay, let's move on to the next question. So this is a theme round. The next 4 questions are going to be based on dating apps. So 11th to 14th question are going to revolve around this theme. So let's go to the 11th question. In 2018, an alliteratively named dating app, Dash Daters, was launched to help bring together people with a shared allegiance. The CEO of the app said in a statement, "Support for the Dash has become a deal breaker instead of an icebreaker." The aim of this app was to thus make Americans get back in the dating scene, a message that they were able to perfectly capture in their tagline, a play on something which rose to popularity in the second half of the decade. In 2015, an American rock band released a remixed version of their album from the same year. The album title also plays on the same thing from the second half of the decade, which started gaining prominence in the said year. Additionally, it references something from the world of entertainment from the turn of the century, which served as a critical social commentary on Western consumerism and greed. Coincidentally, the protagonist of the said work also idolized someone who helped popularize the thing in question. So you all have to identify the tagline of the dating app and the name of the remix version of the album being talked about in the second half of the question. The timeline, the second half of the last decade.
Navneet, could we ask you?
Okay, a few more seconds.
Are both the blanks similar?
No, I mean, one is the tagline of the dating app and the other is the remix version of the album. They are not the same exactly.
No, so
Also, you have to not, the first blank, you have to not name that. The second blank is the tagline, referencing to the tagline, and the album is the second part of the question.
to clarify, your question was whether the two blanks are the same or not. No, the two blanks are not same. Not exactly.
They're similar.
They're similar, but not same. Is what we're going
Okay, a few more seconds. Let's move on now. An app came featured on Shark Tank USA, received a wonderful investment from the sharks. The app was a dating site for people having a shared affinity for something and is the perfect place for such people to meet. The idea behind the app was the common stereotype goes that people in possession of Dash are crazy, since Dash are considered evil and bearers of darkness. This otherwise Instagram love thing is considered a red flag by some. So, what was the app about? And you have to also identify the shark who invested in the app. Also, the blanks are indicative and same word in both the blanks. Few more seconds. Okay, let's move on now. With NFTs becoming so popular, a group of hackers and developers have created a platform where the owners of a certain NFT will get to interact with fellow NFT holders in the hope of minting a connection. The dating platform has been named Dash 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 by replacing the first word from the name of a famous NFT series with an adjective that perfectly describes the state of users of the platform. What is the dating platform called? So this is a very famous NFT series and a dating app created for those. Few more seconds. Okay, let's move on. A recent controversy in the dating world has made the headlines for all the wrong reasons. Problematic prerequisites apart, the app became the talk of the town due to a major inconsistency involving the founder. This isn't the first step to resort to elite prerequisites. International is a dating app that is supposed to be for the dash of the professional world, counterpart to the standard closer home. So what is the inconsistency revolving around the founder? And you have to also name the app. Also, this is a star question.
Can you explain the second half of the question?
Okay, so this is obviously an app that is resorting to the elitist prerequisites, and also this is supposed to be, something dash of the professional world, a counterpart to the standard closer home. So that is referencing to the name of the app.
So basically, the kind of clientele that the second app in question has, that can be referred to as a dash of the professional world. And these two blanks could be considered to be the counterpart to the standard closer home, which means the standard in it. That's what the question.
Few more seconds. Okay, let's move on. So this was the
In
end
the
of
previous one, which app do we need to give? The professional world one or the closer home?
the closer home. And
For the app, we need the second one, which is the 3-letter blank in the second para. And for the inconsistency, we need the inconsistency with the first app in question.
okay, so this was the end of the theme round. Now we'll go back to the 15th question. A clip of Bruce Wayne buying a painting for much more than its worth went viral and was compared with a similar offer from recent times. This led people to draw parallels between Bruce Wayne and somebody else. What incident is being discussed about? So a clip of Bruce Wayne buying a painting, people drawing parallels to something similar from recent times. Few more seconds. Also, we will need proper nouns in the answer, not just, referencing to it. Okay, let's move on. The title of a satirical video featuring a gossip girl contains a term dash, a portmanteau of everything feminine and hiring cheap labor as a solution. The video talks about the pay gap, women being pretty, and cheap labor. What is the term? So it is a 12-letter term, portmanteau of everything feminine and hiring cheap labor as a solution. What is the term? Okay, I think let's move on.
Amber, are you here?
Was on mute. Yeah. Okay, so let's begin with the 17th question. Today, Panama has one of the highest number of ships registered, owing to it being an openly registry that allows ship owners to escape the stricter regulations practiced in their own countries. In the 1920s, American ships started registering their ships in Panama as ship owners sought to avoid higher wages and improved working conditions secured through US legislation. This also served as a legal way to provide something to the American customers. what they were yearning for in that period. What did the customers yearn for, and why did that situation rise? That is the question. Okay, so focus upon the thing that American customers were yearning upon, and we would have 3, 2, 1. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, so pictured in the next slide is an ad by a global giant. The release of an ad rightfully received a lot of flack from the customers and the people from around the world for its uncanny resemblance with something was something which was discussed about. So in this question, we have to get to what did that ad resemble. Please show the ad. Okay, so the QR codes have nothing to do with the answer, and you have to focus upon the image. Okay, I think we can move on. Okay, so the social media handle of this particular artist, got blocked in November 2021 by a tech giant for pretending to be someone else. Although her account was made in 2012 and had been pretty active since it documented all her creative work, the actual reason for disabling the account was an announcement made in late October 2021. So we have to get to what announcement and what was her Instagram handle named. So 2 parts of the question: what announcement and what was the name or the username of that Instagram handle. Okay. I think we can move on.
Let's go a little slower. We'll wait
sure.
another 10-15 seconds.
Yeah, sure. Try to guess that Instagram handle, username, and the event. They are correlated. Focus upon the dates as well. The dates are also indicated. Okay, then 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so this is a star mark question. And in a recent interview with GQ, a proud owner of a blank and the president of North American Association of Blank Lovers opened up about his tryst with the thing in the question. He expressed his elation at the sudden limelight that it was receiving thanks to an award-winning pop culture reference. This has also resulted in a major surge in the price of the products of the said company, especially the ones with a specific configuration. Now you have to identify the product in the question and the pop culture reference. Okay, so focus upon the things which are highlighted: the award-winning pop culture reference and the ones with a specific configuration. That configuration has a relevance. Again, 2 parts of the question: the product in the question and the pop culture reference. Both you have to mention.
The award here refers to an actual official award or just like a metaphorical internet?
Well, I couldn't specify upon that, but yeah, you can say that it's an kind of an actual award.
It is an actual award, very much an actual.
Okay, so 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 will move on. Okay, so this industry leader with a worldwide audience recently purchased this trending 2021 game, which is also relevant till date. And however, users were disappointed when they noticed an anomaly a deviation from the unique feature of the game, which led same to resort to the older version. So you have to identify the acquirer of that particular famous game and what was that anomaly. Also focus upon the word unique. This anomaly happened because of a certain trait or a certain we could say mental reservations of the users, and it was referring from a habit.
Certain mental what? I missed because of a glitch.
We can say that there was a habit of the original users which led to this anomaly. We could say that. So you have to identify the acquirer and what was that anomaly. Okay, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we can move on. Okay, so this particular fashion choice became popular in the 1980s when the spokesperson of a host nation of a major event was sponsored by a company from the West. The comfort provided by these made them an instant hit. A lot of wrestlers were recruited by people involved in a particular set of activities because of their familiarity with the particular comfortable fashion choice. They would wear it all the time, and all this said is the origin behind a certain obsession which has also led to a lot of plenty of memes. So if you know, you know. So we have to identify that fashion choice and focus upon the fact that it has been quite evident from the memes and recent happenings.
Also, we're looking for a proper noun in the answer.
Yeah, we're looking for proper noun. Yeah, exactly. Restless. Focus upon the restless as well, and all the things are highlighted, which would lead to the question, the answer to the question. Okay, so 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We can move on. Okay, so this popular video game series BioShock revolves around a businessman who is driven by the desire to create a capitalist utopia for a few elite people, which would be free of government control and would be devoid of petty morals. This plot is heavily inspired from the work of a famous female author from the last century. And apart from drawing inspiration from the main character of this work of fiction, the fictional character, which a picture would be shown from the video game, also draws inspiration from a madman and pioneer. Focus upon both of the words, madman and a pioneer of the world of the business, who was active in multiple fields, also from the last century. We can have a look up on the picture as well. Okay, so sorry for the numbers and the QR codes, but the picture must be visible, I think.
This is the picture of the actual
yeah, that
author.
pioneer, the madman.
This is not from the game.
Could be.
It is from the game. It is the picture of the character from the video game. We need you to tell us who's the inspiration for the character.
Okay, so
can you please go to question, please?
Pardon?
Can you go to the question?
Question.
Okay, so are we good to move ahead? I think so. Okay, so in an episode of epic rap battles between two pair of siblings from two different eras, a pair of innovators from the 1900s and a pair of Italians from the world of tech. In the rap battle, the latter body shames the former for being skinny with the line, "You might fly like a blank, but you fight like a blank," a reference to something historical. So there are two parts of the question. For the first part of the question, you have to identify separately the pairs of siblings. And in the second part of the question, you have to identify the historical reference. Focus upon the designated titles given to both the pair of siblings, innovators from the 1900s and a pair of Italians from the world of tech. Okay, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we can move on. Okay, so this is again a star mark question. A streaming service named after something from the world of animals decided to add an Easter egg for the fans of a hit show, which first aired on the parent company's network. The agreement promised to answer some of the burning legal questions, one of which revealed a much sought after secret, although the company hopes that users don't spill the beans. So name the streaming service and what secret was revealed here. So I could say that it's a reference from the show, and the last hint, the last highlighted words, pair of words also can be qualified as a reference from that particular famous show. Okay, so 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and we end with the questions.
All right, then please start typing in the answers in the Google form. We'll have a quick rerun and then we'll close the form. So please start answering and submitting the forms. We'll do a rerun from question number 1.
I have to read the questions as well, right?
Yeah, just read the questions. That's
okay. So we need the title of this book, which shares its name with a massively popular Taylor Swift song. It is also the alliterative. It is also an alliterative title based on an upcoming movie on a now infamous tech company that was once hailed as the next big thing in the field of healthcare. So we just need the title of the book. With huge celebrity endorsements and aggressive marketing over the last few months, cryptocurrencies and NFTs have been at the center of all things business. Leading up to this year's Super Bowl, it was quite obvious that there were going to be multiple crypto ads featuring celebrities. Fans were, however, dejected to see a certain Larry in one such ad. This led people to use a historically significant 3-worded quote to express their disappointment with the beloved celebrity, also giving in to the ongoing fad. While most crypto companies and platforms were busy making somewhat similar ads, one company decided to take an approach that was opposite, with the aim of winning the trust of the audience and the customers. So we need the historically significant 3-worded quote, and what approach did the company in question take? When a Regal company wanted to make a campaign around its preservative-free products, it chose an uncanny resemblance from the world of online communications to get its message across. Their message was that their redacted used to have dash, but not anymore. So we need the name of the Regal company and what resemblance did they make their ad around. A seemingly normal feature started to get stigmatized around a century ago with a change in fashion sensibilities. Around the same time, a brand started a marketing campaign targeting an insecurity in women to boost the sales of this product, thus eventually making this activity a common thing. This campaign was so successful that it went on to become a full-blown industry in and of itself. So we need the industry, and we don't need the name of the brand, just the name of the industry. Uh, Pictured here is a medieval weapon famous for being used by European knights. While working on an 1820 work, an author was looking for a word to describe hired mercenaries whose weapons were independent of any royal banner and were available for hire to whoever was willing to pay the most. This led to the coinage of a term that has since been used even for less violent works in modern times and forms a very integral part of the workforce. This is a star marked question, and we need the common term. Several cities in India gained prominence as trade hubs during the Mughal times. Given the long heritage of cuisines, it was no surprise that Mughals sourced ingredients from far off places. Hing was imported from Afghanistan and Iran, packed in leather containers. These containers were discarded once their purpose was served. The craftsmen of a certain city soon realized that these leather bags could be reused for something else, and thus began a prospering industry in this city, which has fallen back in recent times owing to competition from outside. Dash 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 is a 2015 documentary that portrays the troubles of this dwindling industry and the craftsmen it employs. The documentary is also a play on an apt idiom. So we need the name of the industry, which should also include the name of the city and also the name of the documentary. The Dash Dash is a short documentary from 2021 about housing segregation and its heavy cost on the victims. Housing segregation is where people of different racial diversities are denied access to housing through misinformation and fraud, and hence the name of the movie. So we just need the two words, the name of the movie. A frozen foods brand recently decided to double up on their idea of home cooked snacks by celebrating a tradition in a modern way. Following the steps of this brand, another FMCG brand celebrated the event in a similar manner, making it one of the most unique campaigns around a tech buzzword. So you just need to tell us what was so unique about the events hosted by the two brands.
Companies are always looking for ways to make customers spend more than they intend to. They do this by making use of elements of psychology and behavioral economics. This can be seen in a certain feature used by e-commerce websites to make people buy more. So we need the feature which make customers spend more.
We've we've waited enough on most questions. Let's just read the question all apart and have a quick reason.
Okay, so OpenAI has created an artificial program, and it is aptly named after a popular robot from a film. And the name of the program is a homophone to the surrealist painter that is being talked about. You have to name the program. Okay, in 2018, an alliterative named dating app Dash Daters was launched to help bring together people with a shared allegiance. The CEO of the app said in a statement, support for the Dash has become a deal breaker instead of an icebreaker. The aim of this app was to thus make Americans get back in the dating scene, a message that they were able to perfectly capture in their tagline, a play on something which rose to popularity in the second half of the decade. In 2015, an American rock band released a remixed version of their album from the same year. The album title also plays on the same thing from the second half of the decade, which started gaining prominence in the said year. Additionally, it references something from the world of entertainment from the turn of the century with served as a critical social commentary and on Western consumerism and greed. Coincidentally, the protagonist of the said work also idolized someone who helped popularize the thing in question. Identify the tagline and the name of the remixed version of the album. An app came featured on Shark Tank USA, received a wonderful investment from the sharks. The app was a dating site for people having a shared affinity for something and is the perfect place for such people to meet. So what was the app about and who was the shark that invested in the app? What is the dating platform called, which was meant for the people owning this famous NFT that perfectly describes the state of the users of the platform? What was the inconsistency revolving around the founder of this app? And you have to name the app being in question. A clip of Bruce Wayne buying a painting recently went viral and is recently compared by people drawing parallels it to a similar offer from recent times. What incident is being discussed? Okay, so this is a portmanteau of everything feminine and hiring cheap labor as a solution. What term is being talked about?
So in this, the 1920s and the American culture, the particular thing that the customers were yearning for, and why did the situation arise? The question mentioned some an uncanny resemblance with something. What was that ad resembling? The question. This particular picture. Okay, so an account was banned in 2021, which originated in 2012, which was pretty active, but it was banned or removed from the platform. What announcement is it draws reference from, and what was the IG handle name? So the award-winning pop culture reference and the ones with the specific configuration was this we could say the hit words in this question. So you have to identify the product in the question and the pop culture reference. So the famous game, and there was an anomaly in the answers. So what was who was the acquirer of that trending 2021 game, and what was the anomaly? Move ahead, please. Yeah. Okay. So this particular fashion choice by a group of people, and which originated in 1980s. You have to identify that fashion choice, which has led to reference to a lot of memes. Okay, so this particular person who inspired a game and who was in desire to create a capitalist utopia. So you have to identify the author of that, we could say the work, and inspiration behind the main character. This is the photo. So the two pair of siblings, and one of them were innovators from the 1900s. The other pair was Italians from the tech world, and there was a reference from epic rap battles, and the body shamed for being skinny, and the line is mentioned here. So you have to identify the two pair of siblings and the historical reference. So you have to name the streaming service and the secret revealed, and it refers to a pop culture reference of a hit show. Here we are done with the rerun. Thank you so much.
We are done with the questions. Please start submitting your forms. We'll wait just 10-15 seconds at most. We've given a lot of time for you to type down your answers. Please start submitting. We'll close in 15 seconds. All right. Has everyone submitted? We'll close in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Final call. All right. I'm going to assume everyone submitted. All right. Divya, please close the form. And just give us a second. We'll discuss the answers in a I hope my screen is visible. So yeah, let's go ahead and reveal the answers. Uh, Moving on to question number 1. Any guesses for this?
The screen is not being presented.
Is it not? Oh, okay.
It's visible to me.
Visible to us.
Yeah.
All right, all right.
No, like it's not being presented. We can see the slides.
Yeah, it's okay. It's a PDF. That's not
Okay.
anyway. We're discussing the answers only. So yeah. Any guesses for this one? Question number 1.
Bad blood.
Yeah.
Bad blood.
This is Bad Blood, which was a book on Theranos and Elizabeth Holmes. So Bad Blood fetches you a full point on this. We will think if we would award points on just Theranos or not, but we most likely won't. We needed Bad Blood. We were quite specific about it. Here's question 2. Any guesses for this?
Etiulari.
Yeah, this is Etiulari, a play on Etu root. And for the second part,
Free crypto.
no, not free crypto. So what they did was they took an opposite approach. So while most companies were busy trying to advertise crypto and impress people upon how good cryptocurrencies are, they took the opposite way and they instead warned people against crypto. So that was something very unique. A brand, a cryptocurrency brand, promoting cryptocurrency by warning people about it. So that is what we're looking for. Anything around this would work. We didn't need anything specific. Here's question 3.
Lead.
Burger King.
This is Burger King. The company we're looking for is Burger King, legal being royal. So Burger King. What resemblance did they make their ad around? Any guesses for that? Something from the world of online communications. I guess not. So this, what they did was they took the poop emoji, which for a long time has been looks very similar to the chocolate ice cream emoji. So people are always confused between the two. So Burger King decided that they'll use this to make an ice cream. So it's a poop emoji ice cream or poop ice cream. And the idea was that their products used to have a lot of preservatives earlier, and they didn't want to have that anymore. So they don't have any shit in their product anymore. That is the funda. Here's question 4. What industry was this? So,
Corsets.
not corsets.
This is razors and waxing.
Yeah, kind of. We'll give it to you. This is the hair removal industry at large. So hair removal became a thing just a century back. Before that, it wasn't really a big thing. Here's question 5. So we're looking for a term here.
Freelancer.
These are freelancers. This the weapon in question is
Nice
land,
question.
independent of any royal banner. So that is freelancer. Question 6. You're looking for an industry here and a document, the name of the document on this.
Industry is the leather saddle industry, I guess.
No, not the saddle industry. Any other guesses for that?
No other guesses.
All right. So this is the shoemaking industry in Agra, and hence the documentary was aptly named In Their Shoe. Here's question 7. We just were looking for the blanks.
A matter of place.
No, not a matter of place. We're looking for just 2 words. So house segregation, racial diversity, heavy cost. We're looking for color tax. So heavy cost being tax, and because it was on racial grounds, so the color tax. Question 8.
Metaverse events.
Yeah, so this was not just Metaverse. So they celebrated wholly on Metaverse. So that was unique, their unique take on.
अरे यार ये मेटावर्स गेस कर लेना चाहिए था. कुछ भी साल अच्छा था मेटावर्स पे होता.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, question 9. Looking for a feature here which is used on e-commerce.
999 pricing.
999 pricing, the 1 rupees less.
No, this is not.
People who got this also got.
Yeah, exactly. This is exactly what you're looking for. Anything around frequently bought together, or people who bought this product also bought some other products. Anything around that works. That fetches you points on that. Question 10. We're looking for the name of the program. Nod to a popular robot and a surrealist painter. Any guesses on that?
Dali.
Yeah, this is Dali. So Dali and Wally, that would give you Dali. Yeah, the theme-based round. So first question. This was the first question of this round. We needed a tagline of the product of the dating app and the remix version of the app.
Democrats.
Nothing to do with Democrats. I mean, quite the opposite. Anyone else?
Republicans.
Yeah, something around Republicans. That was the drift. So
Socialist or communist,
Yeah.
something like
So
that.
the tagline was "Make America Date Again." So the app was something called the Donald Dater. So everyone in the app is essentially Trump supporter. For the second part, the movie in question was American Psycho, and thus the name of the album became "Make America Psycho." These are the two words that we were looking for: "Make America Date Again" and "Make America Psycho
Followed
Again."
by
Question 12. So what was this app
cats.
about?
Is this cats?
Yeah, these are cat owners, but yeah, something around cat work.
Cat lovers, I have written.
Yes, and who invested in this app?
Kevin O'Leary, I guess.
Yes, this is
Mark
Kevin O'Leary.
Okay.
This is Kevin O'Leary. He's known as Mr. Wonderful, and hence he made a wonderful investment for this app. So, question 13. What was this dating platform called?
Lonely Ape.
Board is the word.
Board Ape is the first one. And
Single Ape Club.
Lonely Ape. And
Virgin Ape
club.
Club.
Yeah, the answer is
Yard or Club.
Yeah, so essentially, this is the Lonely Ape Club. Anything, if you've mentioned anything around ape, you get 0.5. Anything around board ape club or anything. And if you have given us lonely or like the entire thing together, you get full points on this. This is the Lonely Ape Dating Club. Good answer there. Whoever got it correct. Question 14.
It is IITIMSadi.com.
Yeah, that is the inconsistency. So the founder of IIT Shadi happens to be from neither.
Neither.
Yeah, could you repeat? What's the guess for the second part?
MBB International?
No, not MBB International. This is the league, Ivy. So the three-letter words we're looking for was Ivy. This is an app called Ivy International, and it is supposed to be the Ivy League of professional world. And it's a counterpart to the standard closer home. So the standard closer home is considered to be IIT-IM. The standard in the US is most likely the Ivy. So
if you have written the funda that the owner wasn't from either, will get half points.
Yeah, that you get a half point for that. Yes. So that was the theme round. What incident are we talking about?
Elon Musk
buying Twitter.
Yeah, a very simple one. This is
longer,
Elon Musk offers to buy Twitter. Yeah.
Gossip Girl. Why so serious? I guess.
No, nothing to do with that. We're looking for a single term, a 12-letter term. So
outsourcing.
No, this is not close enough, but not really. This is pink sourcing because obviously this is about women and how women are made to, are used for sourcing cheap labor. Women are exploited in that. So that is pink sourcing. Question 17.
Is it alcohol?
Yeah, and
prohibition.
Due to prohibition.
This is the prohibition era, 1920s, and hence the American public was yearning for alcohol. Here's question 18. Take a guess.
9/11.
Yeah, this looked like 9/11.
This is the most overused image in quizzes. Okay.
No issues. I think everyone should get some answers in the quiz. This was our attempt at that. Here's question 19.
Is it Meta?
Metaverse.
Yeah,
art
so
metaverse.
Announcement was Facebook changing their name to Meta.
Meta and the
handle was Metaverse.
Meta.
So
I've written both. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see how much we'll get for that. Here's question 20. What product are we talking about, and what's the pop culture of?
Vans, I guess.
No, not Vans. Any other guess?
Duff Beer and The Simpsons.
Tesla.
No, not Tesla, but you're close enough. So think of award-winning pop culture, anything from pop culture from recent times. What awards were concluded in the last 10-15 days?
Cybertruck.
No, this is Oscars.
Coda. There was.
Yeah, not Coda, but yes, this is the Oscars. So this is a red sap from Drive My Car. Drive My Car won the best international feature film, if I'm not wrong. And the red sab in this movie was a very central element in the entire movie. So yeah, the red sab and Drive My Car, the prices on the red sab have increased a lot since then. That was what we were looking for. Here's question 21. Simple enough. Who was the acquirer and what was this announcement?
NYT.
Yeah.
New York Times Wordle.
Yeah, this is NYT and the anomaly.
They included proper nouns like rupee.
Nothing related to proper nouns.
I mean, they just made it harder. Was the other one.
What they did was, now there are two Wordle answers because there are essentially two versions of Wordle on the internet. One, the old one, and one, whoever has not saved the web page or whoever has refreshed the web page, they are redirected to the NYT site. So now you're essentially getting two different Wordle answers. So that's why it was a unique feature, and it's a deviation from it now. That is what you're looking for. Anything around this, we'll give points for that. Yes. Guess not. Question 22. What was this fashion trend? Which has been a subject of
Russians wearing Adidas tracksuits.
Yeah, this is the Russians wearing Adidas tracksuits. We didn't need it as specific as comics, but yeah, Russians wearing Adidas tracksuits will bet you the full points. If you've not written Russians, we'll give you half points for either of the parts. Here's question 23.
Is it Annie Rand and the character inspired is Howard Stark?
And would you happen to know any work of Annie Rand?
Annie Rand, no, not much idea. I just know that Bioshock, the creator Bioshock was inspired from her books. So I just took a wild guess.
The book is Atlas Shrugged, right?
Atlas Shrugged, but I was just asking if you knew any of the books. Anyway, Ayn Rand is the author, of course, and Atlas Shrugged is a huge inspiration for this game. And Howard Hughes, the madman, had his hands in a lot of pies. So Howard Hughes is what the character was inspired from. Second last question of the quiz.
Wright brothers and Mario and Luigi.
Mario brothers, and the line is Muhammad Ali, the sting like a beamer line.
That's not the line that we're looking for. The pair of siblings is indeed. Yeah, this is Kitty Hawk. Anything, if you mention the word Kitty Hawk, that fetches you points. So Wright brothers is first right, and the location for that was Kitty Hawk. That's what we're looking for. And the last question of the quiz.
Peacock, and who's the Scranton Strangler?
No, very close, but not the Scranton Strangler. So this is Peacock, which is owned by NBC. NBC had The Office, and this is the entire recipe for Kevin's chili. So he spilled it, hence don't spill the beans, and the burning legal question. So that is the complete answer for this. Hope you all like the set. If you brickbats, bouquets, whatever, you can message any of the admins, and we'll start with the finals for the Gen Quiz. Thank you for showing up, and we'll also be releasing the results for this tomorrow. So
sir, just a general request, can you just upload the two PPTs for the general and the political and this quiz?
Yeah. All the sets that we make, we will be uploading it. Just be patient about it. We'll send it on the group whenever we